process of socialization, wherein they begin to think that you know that I cannot do it. I This is something which is not possible for me to do because I'm a woman. So this is something which can be done properly and well by a man. So these individual mindsets are nothing but the thoughts and behaviors women might have that hold them back. And these are all a product of socialization processes, lack of confidence, risk aversion, valuing work-life balance, or a desire to avoid politics, and also lack of female mentors. So female guides नहीं है, female mentors नहीं है, female administrators की कमी है, and that also is responsible for these individual mindsets which are there found in the women. Another barrier is in the form of institutional mindsets. So there are it can be understood again in the form of various gender biases and stereotypes. And again, one example of institutional mindset would be the example of male nurses. So nursing is a profession which is considered to be feminine, a female profession, that only a female can be a nurse. So अगर हम एक आई मीन हम नर्स शब्द पढ़ते भी हैं या नर्सिंग शब्द पढ़ते हैं या देखते हैं कहीं लिखा हुआ, तो हमारे दिमाग में जो एक इमेज क्रिएट होती है वो इमेज एक फीमेल की होती है, क्योंकि नर्सिंग हैज़ बीन पोर्ट्रेड एज अ फीमेल प्रोफेशन. बट वी नो दैट देर आर मेल नर्सेज ऑल्सो. नाउ however good a male nurse is, he will never be preferred over a female nurse, especially in a gynecological ward. And another example could be that of female military leader. So however competent a female is in military, in her capacity as a major or a commandant or whatever in the military profession, but her platoon may not want to abide by her rules and regulations because she is a female, and therefore military is a profession which requires a lot of aggression. It requires a lot of physical strength and all that, and all such stereotypes make it difficult for a female in the military profession to carve a niche for herself. And then another example of an institutional mindset in the form of a barrier in the lives of women is that of male kindergarten teachers. So kindergarten, or the pre-primary stage of learning, is again a kindergarten teacher is again supposed to be a female teacher. क्यों? क्योंकि एक kindergarten स्कूल में या प्री प्राइमरी स्कूल में बहुत ही छोटे बच्चों की को डील करना पड़ता है, उनको पढ़ाना पड़ता है, उनको समझना पड़ता है. तो और सोसाइटी का ये स्टीरियोटाइप है कि women are the best carers, women are the best nurturers, and therefore only a female can be a better kindergarten teacher. So however competent, however caring, however nurturing a male teacher is in the kindergarten, a female teacher will always be preferred over that male kindergarten teacher. So these are just a few examples of institutional mindsets in the form of barriers. Another barrier is in the form of structural barriers. Now structural barriers basically include lack of access to important informal networks such as simple chit chats after working hours. तो इसको ऐसे समझा जा सकता है कि ऑफिस का जो वर्किंग आवर होता है उसके बाद जितनी भी फीमेल एम्प्लॉयज़ होती है, दे आर आई एम श्योर यू ऑल्सो मस्ट हैव ऑब्जर्व दैट दे आर ऑलवेज इन अ हरी टू गो बैक होम, टू गेट बैक होम. क्यों? क्योंकि घर जाने के बाद भी उनका तो शिफ्ट ख़त्म ही नहीं होता है. एंड दिस इज़ व्हाट द वुमेन स्टडीज़ स्कॉलर्स कॉल इट एज द डबल शिफ्ट. द फेमिनिस्ट हैव कॉल्ड इट एज द डबल शिफ्ट, कि एक आदमी, एक वर्किंग मैन के लाइफ में एक ही शिफ्ट होता है काम का, वेदर इट इज़ 10 to 5 और 9 to 5 और 9 to 6. मगर एक वर्किंग वुमेन की लाइफ में डबल शिफ्ट होता है, बिकॉज घर जाने के बाद भी शी इज़ द वन हु इज़ प्राइमरीली रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द डोमेस्टिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़. सो कुकिंग है, क्लीनिंग है, केयरिंग है, बूढ़े माँ बाप हैं, बीमार फैमिली मेम्बर्स हैं घर पे, उनकी केयरिंग है, बच्चों को खिलाना है, बच्चों की केयरिंग है. सो दीज आर ऑल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज विच अगेन lie on the women's shoulders and head, and therefore this leads to something called the second shift. So women do not have the time to form informal networks. Now after working hours, I have observed in my institution and at various other places where I studied also, that after working hours, after the official hours, the men, you can find the men happily, chit chatting in a tea shop or a cigarette shop or a pan shop. तो वो बहुत ही I mean, that is quite natural. It's quite natural for us to see them there. But how many of you have seen women chit chatting like that after 5 o'clock or after 6 o'clock when the working hours are over? So rarely, I have rarely seen women, chit chatting after working hours. But I have always seen and found women and interacted with women who are always in a hurry to get back home, because उनका कहना रहता है कि अरे घर जाओ, जल्दी ख़त्म हो तो जल्दी घर जाऊँ और जल्दी घर का काम पूरा करूँ, खाना बनाना है, बच्चों को देखना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. So आई एम गिविंग यू दिस एग्जाम्पल जस्ट टू प्रूव दैट ये जो वर्किंग आवर्स के बाद का जो एक इनफॉर्मल नेटवर्किंग मेन बनाने में सक्षम हो जाते हैं, वैसा विमेन के केस में नहीं होता है, बिकॉज दे आर ये दे रेयरली गेट द टाइम टू डू सो. नाउ the fourth barrier can be understood in the form of lifestyle choices. So lifestyle choices basically include work life balance, family choices, and breadwinner. You want to be the breadwinner of the house or you want to be the caregiver of the house. So these choices are not negative. ऐसा नहीं है कि if a woman decides to be the caregiver, so she is making a negative choice. नहीं, she is not making a negative choice. So these choices are not negative, but they are considered barriers because they contribute to the leadership gender gap. And therefore it remains a reality that women and girls continue to operate on an unequal platform with men, and they face a range of interconnected structural barriers. So barriers are not found only in the form of individual mindsets कि अच्छा मेरे घर वाले ऐसा सोचते हैं या मैं ऐसा सोचती हूँ अपने बारे में. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. These barriers are basically institutionalized. The family is seen to be a sacrament, but then family is more of a political institution because it also involves power. So husband, wife, बच्चे अगर हैं घर में तो, या फिर इन लॉज हैं या फिर पेरेंट्स हैं, सो नॉट एवरीबडी एंजॉयज द इक्वल अमाउंट ऑफ पावर, एंड देयरफॉर फेमिनिस्ट से दैट फैमिली इज अ पॉलिटिकल इंस्टीट्यूशन बिकॉज इट इन्वॉल्व्स अ डिसप्रोपोर्शनेट प्ले ऑफ पावर, वेर इन basically the male member, the eldest male member of the family enjoys the maximum amount of power. So these barriers are not only individual, they are institutionalized. The way politics works, the way religion works, the way culture works. So all of these are examples of institutional or structural barriers in the lives of women, and therefore it should not be understood that women की life में जो भी barriers हैं वो बस घर की चार दीवारी तक सीमित है. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. और यूनाइटेड नेशंस की एक एजेंसी है UN Women करके, तो इवन UN Women हैज सेड दैट in every country around the world, women face multiple barriers and gender-based discrimination, especially in the workplace. So ये जो discussion था ये barriers के बारे में था कि कौन से barriers हैं society में, and what are those barriers which a woman wants to break. Now coming to the second part or the second aspect, which is about the stereotypes. So what are the stereotypes? What do you understand by stereotypes? So stereotypes are nothing but simplified pictures in our heads about something or somebody. So simple pictures in our heads. So we have simple pictures about various things. Like I think just a few minutes back I said that if I say the word nurse, what picture comes to your mind? What image comes to your mind? So I'm sure the image of a female comes to your mind because nursing is considered to be a female profession. Now if I say truck driver, I'm sure the image of a male or a man comes to our minds because truck driving is considered to be a masculine a masculine thing. So women are supposed not to drive trucks. Anyway, so stereotypes are nothing but simple pictures or projections or prejudices in our minds and heads. These are generalized views about someone or something, and these stereotypes not only exist about people alone, but they exist about cultures and countries as a whole. So we can always say that okay, India is a country where such and such things happen, America is a country where America is a very, very liberal country. So when we make a claim that America is a very liberal country, we are generalizing, because we can't. America is made up of Americans, and not Americans. We can say that not all Americans are liberals. So there are a few examples of stereotypes which I would like to provide here. Like all blacks outside the United States of America are poor. That is a very common stereotype prevailing. All Asians like to eat rice. All Americans are friendly. All teenagers are rebels. That सारे बच्चे टीनेज में आते आते रिबेलियस हो जाते हैं. ये भी एक स्टीरियोटाइप है. नाउ अनदर स्टीरियोटाइप इज दैट ऑल चिल्ड्रन डू नॉट एंजॉय हेल्दी फूड. सो छोटे बच्चे हेल्दी फूड पसंद नहीं करते, बट दैट्स अ स्टीरियोटाइप. वी कांट से दैट ऑल चिल्ड्रन अक्रॉस द ग्लोब इन ऑल पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड hate healthy food. We can't say that. So that if we are saying that, we are making a stereotypical statement. Now coming to gender stereotype. So gender stereotypes are nothing but common presumptions and assumptions about different genders. So it's not only, and when I say different genders, it includes the third gender, the transgender as well. So men, women, and the third gender. So there are common ideas about women, men, and the transgender or the third gender people, which again I would like to explain through a few examples. Like it is one very common gender stereotype is that men are more rational than women. तो जो रीजनिंग एबिलिटी होती है वो men में ज़्यादा होती है as compared to women. Another stereotype is that boys are messy and unclean. तो अगर आप एक लड़के के कमरे में घुसते हैं तो वो बहुत ही गंदा होगा. ओके, सो दैट्स अ वेरी कॉमन जेंडर स्टीरियोटाइप. और अगर आप एक लड़की के कमरे में घुसते हैं तो वो बहुत ही साफ सुथरा होगा. सो दीज आर ऑल वेरी वेरी स्टीरियोटिपिकल assumptions or statements to make. Another gender stereotype is that men are physically stronger than women. Men are good at maths and reasoning. Women are too emotional. Women cry a lot. Women are best caregivers. Women are the best nurturers. Men are the breadwinners for their families. Men should not cry or hold back their emotions. And all transgender people are prostitutes. That's again a very, very common stereotype about the transgender people. And all transgender people are the same. So these are some of the prevailing gender stereotypes which we come across in our day-to-day lives. Now now another important question here is that now that we know that these are the different stereotypes which exist in the society, how are we going to challenge such stereotypes? So how are these gender stereotypes challenged? But even before that, what are the ways by which these gender stereotypes are perpetuated in the society? Now ये जो gender stereotypes होते हैं वो कैसे फैलते हैं society में? So the foremost way is through gender socialization. So gender socialization is nothing but the way in which the society tries to inculcate its values and beliefs in different gender people. So अगर आप if you are born with a male body, the society makes you a man. If you are born with a female body, the society makes you a girl or a woman. If you are born with certain sets of biological features which do not either straight away correspond to the male sex or the female sex, you are called as an intersex person. You are called as a trans. The society makes you a transgender person. तो ये जो जेंडर सोशलाइजेशन का प्रोसेस है, ये लाइफ लॉन्ग प्रोसेस है, ये कभी ख़त्म नहीं होता है. एंड इट स्टार्ट्स राइट फ्रॉम द मोमेंट अ चाइल्ड इज़ बॉर्न. क्योंकि आई एम श्योर मेनी ऑफ यू मस्ट हैव कम अक्रॉस द स्टेटमेंट, जैसे कि कहीं पे भी कोई बच्चा होता है तो नॉर्मली व्हाट डू वी आस्क, what is the first question being asked outside the labor room whenever a child is born? So that's first question is it a boy or is it a girl? So the moment a child is born, we are making that child a boy or a girl. No, the child is not born as a boy or a girl. The child is born as a male child or as a female child, based upon based upon the characteristics of the sex. So it's always wrong to say that it is a boy or it is a girl. we can always say that it's a male child and it's a female child, but not a boy and a girl. And herein comes the relevance of Simone de Beauvoir, the French existential feminist, जिन्होंने कहा था one is not born, rather becomes a woman. तो एक औरत जो होती है वो औरत पैदा नहीं होती है, उसे औरत समाज बनाता है बाई गिविंग हर, बाई टेलिंग हर हाउ यू हैव टू बिहेव, बाई टेलिंग हर कि आपको कौन कौन से रूल्स, आपके लिए कौन कौन से रूल्स एप्लीकेबल है, आपको यही वाला पाथ फॉलो करना है, यू कांट डेविएट फ्रॉम दैट पाथ. सो gender socialization happens right from the moment a child is born and it continues till a person is dead. So it's a womb to tomb process. और एंथनी गिडेंस एक सोशियोलॉजिस्ट हुए हैं जिन्होंने कहा है कि सोशलाइजेशन जो है वो एक हेल्पलेस इन्फेंट को एक रैशनल इंडिविजुअल बनाने की प्रक्रिया है. हेल्पलेस इन्फेंट, जो एक बच्चा जन्म लेता है तो उसको नहीं पता होता है कि वो मेल है या फीमेल है या मैन है, बॉय कहा जाएगा या गर्ल कहा जाएगा, मगर ये हम आप और ये जो सोसाइटी है वो उस बच्चे को बताती है कि बिकॉज यू आर बॉर्न विद अ सर्टेन सेट ऑफ बायोलॉजिकल फीचर्स, इफ यू हैव अ मेल सेक्सुअल ऑर्गन, you have to become a boy, you have to become a man, you have to be called as a man. If you are born with a certain set of female biological genital features, you are a girl or you are a woman. But this is again flawed. So ये जो जेंडर सोशलाइजेशन का प्रोसेस होता है ये कंप्लीट होता है बहुत सारे एजेंट्स के थ्रू. फैमिली इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एजेंट्स बिकॉज फैमिली इज़ कंसिडर्ड टू बी द चाइल्ड्स फर्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शन टू द सोसाइटी. जन्म लेने के बाद हम एक फैमिली में ही जाते हैं, वहाँ के ही रूल्स रेगुलेशंस और मैनर्स को फॉलो करते हैं. तो विद इन द फैमिली ऑल्सो पेरेंट्स आर द प्राइमरी केयर गिवर्स, और I believe that it is the parents who are again the major culprits of such gender socialization. Because अगर एक मेल चाइल्ड जन्म लेता है, अगर वो एक लड़का है, जो बच्चा जन्म लिया अगर वो एक लड़का है तो उसके लिए सारी चीज़ें ब्लू खरीदी जाती है. पिंक, दिस इज़ नोन एज पिंक एंड ब्लू सिंड्रोम. अगर वो एक लड़की है तो सारी चीज़ें पिंक. ऐसा नहीं है कि सारी लड़कियों को पिंक कलर पसंद आना ही आना है और सारे लड़कों को ब्लू ही कलर पसंद आता है या उनके लिए जो भी चीज़ें खरीदी जाएंगी वो ब्लू कलर की ही होंगी. नो, दिस इज़ अ फ्लॉड कॉन्सेप्ट. सो पेरेंट्स आर द मेजर कल्प्रिट्स ऑफ सच ट्विस्टेड और जेंडर्ड सोशलाइजेशन. क्योंकि सिर्फ कलर की बात नहीं है, आप ये देखिए कि किस तरीके के टॉयज़, किस तरीके के खिलौने खरीदे जाते हैं. अगर वो लड़का है तो उसको बेसिकली गन्स और रोबोट्स और पजल्स ऐसे खिलौने खरीद के दिए जाते हैं जिससे कि उसकी रैशनल थिंकिंग या रैशनल एबिलिटी और स्ट्रांग होती है. लेकिन अगर वो एक लड़की है तो उसको ज़्यादातर सॉफ्ट टॉयज़ दिए जाते हैं, टेडी बेयर हो या कोई भी सॉफ्ट टॉय हो, किचन सेट्स हो, डॉल हाउसेज हो. तो ये जो even the toys are gendered. What I'm trying to say here is that everything is gendered in a patriarchal society. So even the toys which are bought for different children of different sexes, they are gendered. और ये पेरेंट्स ही होते हैं, ये फैमिली ही होती है जो हमें ये बताती है कि तुम लड़की हो, यू शुड स्पीक सॉफ्टली, यू शुड एक्ट लेडी लाइक, तुम ऐसे ऊंची आवाज़ में बात नहीं कर सकती, एंड यू कांट स्लीप straight, you have to sleep on your sides, because if you start sleeping lying on your backside, you are exposing your sexuality. Now if you are a boy, the parents tell you, the family members tell you that and I mean if that male child is hurt or he is feeling emotional and if he is crying, he is always said that क्यों लड़कियों की तरह क्यों रो रहे हो, don't cry like a girl, don't cry like a woman. So ये सब जो gendered socialization का process है, ये right from the family it starts. So we can't blame the outside society. It starts from the family, which is supposed to be the primary unit of the society. और फैमिली के बाद एक बच्चा जो है वो पीयर ग्रुप में जाता है, वो अपने एंड पीयर ग्रुप इज़ नॉट ओनली फ्रेंड सर्कल, इट कुड बी योर सीनियर्स, इट कुड बी योर जूनियर्स. आई होप दैट इज़ क्लियर. सो पीयर ग्रुप में भी बच्चा जाने के बाद बहुत सारी चीज़ें सीखता है कि एंड बहुत सारे रिसर्चेस, एकेडमिक रिसर्चेस से ये प्रूव हुआ है कि इवन विद इन अ पीयर ग्रुप, इफ़ इट इज़ अ मिक्स्ड सेक्स पीयर ग्रुप, जो लड़कियां होती हैं वो एक तरीके के गेम खेलने में इंटरेस्ट दिखाती हैं, जो लड़के होते हैं वो ऐसा गेम खेलते हैं जिसमें इट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ, इट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ स्पेस. However, girls are seen to, play games which does not require games which do not require a lot of physical space, or jumping and hopping, etc., etc. So the it's not that they are naturally born to play such indoor games, but it is because of the socialization process which tells us that, okay, fine, you are a girl, you better take interest in games and sports which do not require a high level of physical strength and stamina, etc., etc. And again, there are various reasons assigned to that. One reason assigned is that, it may lead to the breaking of the hymen, which again is one of the most important ways to prove one's virginity. Fine. Now, after peer groups, children are found to enter the educational institutions in the form of schools. So, in the schools, again, there are various gender patterns which are found, and one very common and one very simple example here could be that of seating arrangement. जो क्लासेस में सीटिंग अरेंजमेंट्स होती हैं, दे आर, वी कांट से दैट दे आर जेंडर न्यूट्रल, तो उसमें जेंडर का कोई रोल नहीं है. नो, दीज सीटिंग अरेंजमेंट्स आर जेंडर्ड, because even today in universities, which are considered to be the highest level of educational institutions, not only in schools or colleges, but even in universities, there are such educational institutions, there are such teachers who practice such gendered seating arrangements, whereby male students are told to sit on one side, female students are told to sit on the other side. Okay, so we need to understand that how we as teachers also can be responsible for the perpetuation of gendered stereotypes within the four walls of the classroom. So ये जो seating arrangement होता है कि एक लड़का और एक लड़की साथ में नहीं बैठ सकते, my question is why? What can it lead to? क्या हो जाएगा एक लड़का और एक लड़की साथ बैठ जाएंगे तो? साथ नहीं बैठते हैं, आई थिंक इसीलिए बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं. इफ़ once they start thinking that, okay, I mean, there is no harm sitting beside a girl, there is no harm sitting beside a boy, we all of us are the same, all of us are equals. So I hope that way we can bring about some changes. और यहाँ पे एक example I remember, I read an article wherein it was mentioned that in America, in one of the kindergartens,